نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Welcome my dear gems. Today we will be discussing yet another beautiful surah from the Quran, Surah Al Takathur, which means competition for more. In this surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warns people about the evil consequences of chasing dunya and accumulating wealth. Let's begin with the surah.
Surah Al Takathur. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. अल्हाकुमुत तकासुर, एक दूसरे से बढ़ चढ़ कर दुनिया की ऐश हासिल करने की हवस ने तुम्हें गफलत में डाल रखा है। हत्ता ज़ुरतुमुल मक़ाबिर, यहाँ तक कि तुम कब्रस्तानों तक पहुँच जाते हो। कल्ला सौफ़ तअलमून, हरगिज़ ऐसा नहीं चाहिए, तुम्हें अनकरीब सब पता चल जाएगा। सुम्मा कल्ला सौफ़ तअलमून, फिर सुन लो कि हरगिज़ ऐसा नहीं चाहिए, तुम्हें अनकरीब सब पता चल जाएगा। कल्ला लौ तअलमून इल्मल यकीन, हरगिज़ नहीं, अगर तुम यकीन इल्म के साथ ये बात जानते होते तो ऐसा ना करते। लतरवुन्नल जहीम, यकीन जानो तुम दोज़ख को ज़रूर देखोगे। तुम लतरवुन्नहा ऐनल यकीन, फिर यकीन जानो कि तुम उसे बिल्कुल यकीन के साथ देख लोगे। तुम लतुसअलुन्न यौमइज़िन अनिन नईम, फिर तुमसे उस दिन नेमतों के बारे में पूछा जाएगा कि उनका क्या हक़ अदा किया।
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अल्हाकुमुत तकासुर. Alha means you are distracted from something which is more important. Now, what has distracted you? Takathur, that is competition, greed for more. People have become so busy in being distracted by competing with each other in terms of who has more money, who has more wealth, whereas how often do you think of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or to pray more, or to do more good deeds? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is warning us in this ayah about these distractions. Moving on to the second ayah, Hatta zurtumul maqabir, until you have visited the grave. Zurtum comes from the word ziyara and maqabir meaning maqbara, that is grave. In this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that we are so obsessed with this world that there comes one time when you will visit the grave and be buried. And why is visiting mentioned? Because the grave is not the destination. It is temporary, and none of the money can come with you in the grave and help you to increase your good deeds. Moving on to the third ayah. Kalla sawfa ta'lamun. No, indeed, you would soon come to know. What would you come to know? Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling that you would come to know about the consequences of your takathur, that is distractions of wrong things. Let's move on to the fourth ayah. ثُمَّ كَلَّا سَوْفَ تَعْلَمُونَ. Again, you would soon come to know. Now, why is كَلَّا سَوْفَ تَعْلَمُونَ mentioned twice? In the third ayah, it refers to the grave, that is the world of barzakh. Whereas in the fourth ayah, it refers to the realization of the time when you come out of the barzakh, that is the hereafter, the day of judgment. كَلَّا لَوْ تَعْلَمُونَ عِلْمَ الْيَقِينِ. No, if only you knew with the knowledge of certainty. Ilm al-yaqeen means the knowledge of certainty. Now, what is that knowledge? knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, knowledge of the hereafter. So in this ayah, Allah is telling us that if you had any knowledge, you would see your misguidance. Because you don't have yaqeen, that is belief, you continue to be misguided by distractions. So when you have true yaqeen in the hereafter, you do good and act with certainty, as you know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you for this in the hereafter. Sixth ayah, لَتَرَوُنَّ الْجَحِيمِ. Surely you will see the fire of hell. The word Jahim is one of the names and levels of hell. So we should always seek Allah's protection by saying, Allahumma ajirna minan nar. O Allah, save us from the hellfire. Moving on to the next ayah. ثُمَّ لَتَرَوُنَّهَا عَيْنَ الْيَقِينِ. Then surely you will see it with Ayn al-Yaqeen, that is with eyes of certainty. So now in the hereafter, it will be a reality and a fact that both believers and disbelievers will see. But believers will see a glimpse of it and disbelievers will see it as an outcome and punishment of their bad deeds. Moving on to the last ayah. ثُمَّ لَتُسْأَلُنَّ يَوْمَئِذٍ عَنِ النَّعِيمِ. Then surely you will be asked about عَنِ النَّعِيمِ, that is about the pleasures and blessings that you have enjoyed. So what are these blessings? Our safety is a blessing, our health, food, money, your children, and all the comforts that have been given to you by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are forms of blessings. And what you did with all these blessings and comforts that were given to you will be asked about on that day, that is the day of judgment. So remember, the more you have in this world, the more you are going to be questioned about it and how you used it in the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This surah serves as a warning that remember, even though you're living in this world, there is another world after this, that is the hereafter, where we answer for our deeds, where we meet our Rabb. So every good that you do will be rewarded, whereas every bad you do will be accounted for. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us and to give us the ability to show gratefulness and thankfulness for the blessings that He has given us. So the question for today is, what do you mean by the word Anin Naim? Explain it in the form of text or an audio. Until we meet next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.